What's up, guys? I'm just a gamer, and I'm back with my reaction to the New Game Plus showcase that just finished like a little while ago. Holy cow. Okay, usually when I do like when it's a showcase, I just usually put up my whole reaction to the showcase. But wow, they went hard on their first outing cuz this I did not expect this thing to be like practically 4 hours long. It's like it's more than 3.5 hours. I think it's like I don't have it in front of me, but I think it was like 3 hours and like 48 minutes or something like that. So like almost 350, almost 4 hours. I did not expect that. And so like, and a lot of it, while I did enjoy the showcase and it was very, interesting, I will admit that not every game was interesting to me. And there were a few, slow moments where I'm just like, they could have maybe picked this up a bit, got through some things faster. But overall, a good showing. But point is, instead of putting my whole reaction, I'm just put together like a highlight of like the things that interested me or that I found fascinating. Even if I don't really say like show a reaction to my face, like inwardly, I was like, "Oh, that's cool." So yeah, I just wanted to give that little tidbit before jumping into it. But regardless, this was a really good first showing in my opinion, and here's hoping they have continued success. I'm really looking forward to how this progresses. But regardless, thank you for watching, and here you go. Off to my reaction to the New Game Plus showcase.
Depends. Vaporeon? No, don't put that. Don't put that.
Super Mario or Sonic?
Super Mario.
Super Mario Bros.
Super Mario.
I'm guessing
Destiny or Warframe?
these are the people that
Warframe.
helped put it together.
Destiny 2.
Yeah,
Warframe.
Luke Stevens.
Diablo or Path of Exile?
Path of Exile. Diablo.
No, you can do that to me. What the hell? Oh, man. Diablo is my childhood. Path of Exile is a lot better now.
Breath of the Wild or Ocarina of Time?
Breath of the Wild.
Ooh. I have a long story about Ocarina of Time. Pass.
Ocarina of Time.
Roguelikes or Metroidvanias?
Roguelikes.
Roguelites.
Metroidvanias.
I love both. Roguelite? Metroidvanias? Castlevania.
Achievement hunting or multiple playthroughs?
Multiple playthroughs.
Multiple playthroughs?
Achievement hunting.
People who only play games for achievements are so low on my totem pole. What was this? Sorry.
Achievement hunting or multiple playthroughs?
Multiple playthroughs.
Alright, good.
Okay.
Sorry.
That was interesting. Okay, they're playing the hype trailer again.
Welcome to the New Game Plus Game Showcase, a new initiative built by creators who love games for what they are and not just the games that pay to have them promoted. First up, I'm Hunter. I'm normally behind the camera across gaming and esports events, and I work on social accounts for a ton of different games. My favorite games of all time would probably be RuneScape, Dark Souls 3, Leaf Green, Black Ops 2, and Star Wars Battlefront 2. Then we have Jake Lucky, kind of the point where gaming, esports, and streamers collide. If you look at him for too long, you'll start to wonder why his neck is so long, and if you look at his Twitter for too long, you'll wonder how much Nadeshot paid him to tweet clips of him every single day. His favorite games of all time are RuneScape, Age of Empires 2, Halo Infinite, Jumpstart Adventures with Bodley, and CSGO. Next up, Luality. A streamer with a hatred of spoons and a love for dragon sex, Lua probably has more personality than the rest of us in her pinky. Her favorite games include Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, XCOM 2, Witcher 3, and Mass Effect. Then, Luke Stevens, the mind of a critic with the heart of a fan. Luke breaks down games to their DNA and really looks at everything a game has to offer. Where our brains might be smooth, his is nice and wrinkled. His favorite games of all time are Elden Ring, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Last of Us, Witcher 3, and Batman Arkham City. The fifth and final in-person member this year
Yeah,
is
the first two
Rob.
people I don't
Rob
know.
came from the hell
The other
of
two I
making
do
Call of
know.
Duty videos
And
to
this
the
guy
other
I don't
half
know.
Platinum in games. His favorite games of all time are Witcher 3, Halo 3, Batman Arkham City, X-Men Legends, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Not to be confused with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. remastered. Then our final member is Blue Thunder, the man who is always spotlighting the next hit.
Don't know him either.
Anyone else sees it coming. He just had a beautiful second child that luckily takes after his wife, so he's not here in person, but was a major part of the showcase. His favorite games of all time are Resident Evil 2, Silent Hill 2, Elden Ring, The Last of Us, and Metal Gear Solid 2.
Together, we're pressing into how we
Nice.
think game showcases should feel: conversational, authentic, and transparent.
We are here to celebrate what actually excites us. Incredible worlds, creative devs, and stories behind those games that we love so much.
There's no paid placements, no marketing scripts, just pure passion and excitement for what's coming up in gaming.
You can expect a wide range of content, including new trailers, fresh gameplay, developer interviews, behind-the-scenes content, and even some updates to your favorite games.
So sit back, grab your drink of choice, and let's dive into some of the games that we think are worth your attention. This is the New Game Plus Game Showcase.
Yeah, also, who picked the name?
New Game.
It's a work in progress.
Wait, what's the name of
New
it?
Game Plus shows the showcase.
New plus the game plus the showcase.
Have we trademarked that yet? Because I don't.
Oh, God.
Well, we have cups.
We
That's
already
most of
got
it.
the cup.
Sick name.
The cups are-
Yeah, out of everybody here, I only know the two on the left. I only know Luke Stevens and I know Luality. I don't know the other three at all. Very interesting style. Oh, Raw Fury. It looks like this might be multiplayer. Even cooler. Yep, that was scary. Deep Dish Dungeon. I'm curious if you're like actually like finding food ingredients or something. That's why it's called Deep Dish.
A Dawnwalker is like a special kind of being in our IP. It's neither fully a vampire nor a human. It's something in between. What this means is basically that you, as a Dawnwalker, you have underwent a transformation. You used to be human. And now, during the nighttime, you do get all the powers and the difficulties of being a vampire. So you get the blood craving and so on. But during daytime, these powers are dormant and you still have to eat. You have all the weaknesses of a human, right? But also the perks of being human. One of the things that is unique to humans in our IP is being able to use magic, so casting spells. The Dawnwalkers are not very commonplace in that IP. They are very, very rare, rarer than vampires. So you as a Dawnwalker are kind of special in this regard. I would say the short-term things that have immediate impact on the character development are you have to feed on, you know, either animals or humans on blood suddenly, right? So you get these cravings, you get these like weird, eerie experiences that you didn't have as a human. Brancis and his clique of vampires actually caught him on his low point when he was vulnerable. He has used a specific traits of vampiric blood in order to cement his position in the valley. Because, you know, as you might imagine, having a bloodsucker as your lord might be a tough sell. However, if the alternative is getting sick and, you know, dying in thousands, actually it doesn't sound as such a horrible thing. He tries to kind of distort the religious beliefs in order to install himself as a savior of the valley. We do explore this in the game, so you might see, like, for example, statues erected to Brancis, new iconography shown in the local cathedral, for example, and in the castle and so on. There is this whole cult of personality he builds around himself. So he basically shows himself as something better than the old order, right? We do have a mechanic tied to shrines that are erected across the valley, and Brancis puts a lot of attention to kind of twist them to his own image. And these do have a functionality. When you play the game, we have assigned specific functions to them. Generally speaking, one of the things we wanted to achieve in this game is to have Brensys being this active antagonist. You know, in a lot of games, the antagonists are out there to be defeated, but generally speaking, you have free reign. You do your own thing, and it doesn't really, change much in how they approach you. In this game, what we wanted to do is to have Brensys react to your actions as you complete different activities throughout the valley, as you maybe undermine his operations and so on.
It's kind of like his seal of approval.
Exactly. So it's like, so basically the way you can think about it is like the more you do in the valley, especially if you undermine Brensys, you will gain notoriety. The more notorious you are, the more edicts Brensys will pass in order to thwart you. So for example, he might send out more soldiers to patrol roads and villages, right? He might, in some extreme cases, maybe even initiate a lockdown of the city to basically hamper
I
your
like
ways
that.
of traversing it, right? There is a number of these edicts we have prepared, and each of them is designed to kind of twist and change the general open world gameplay. It also has benefits. There are factions in the valley that dislike Brensys, so the more notoriety you gain, the better standing with them you get, like they actually like that. There is a number of plot lines that you can follow if you want. You can also cut them off because we have added these systems where, for example, you might lose control over Cohen when he's a vampire if he was hungry. You might kill off some important NPCs and then the plot line just cuts off basically, or you get some alternative version. There are some ways to enter the castle.
Yeah, they mentioned that before.
You can ignore these side plot lines. You can level up Cohen and decide to attack the castle on your own, right?
Out of curiosity, is there romance in the game?
Romance, yes, of course. We do have romance options, yes. We didn't delve deep into like with whom yet.
Okay.
And I'll leave that for the future to talk about. However, yes.
These are Witcher devs.
Characters.
They,
like I said, there is like
they know what people want.
Very varying ways.
They know what fans like.
These different ways that you pick will impact, what happens with Veil Sangora in the end, and it's all up to you. And I think, I really recommend experimenting with this stuff and having fun with it.
First one,
very cool.
Martian survival, co-op adventure.
Gives me Subnautica vibes, and in the best way possible. I really like it, but like more.
The one thing I'm still not sure about until I get my hands on it is the combat.
I honestly can't wait to try it.
This seems very For Honor-like, and I know people love For Honor, but I could not get into it. Like the combat just drove me crazy. So I gotta see how it is in Dawn of Bloodwalker. Dawn of the Bloodwalker. Wait, Blood of the Dawnwalker. There we go.
Survival games, but I think it's.
Leon, The Expanse.
This section we have three what I would consider kind of sci-fi games a little bit, but we have Athelion from Don't Nod, which we have an incredible look behind the scenes of the music with the composer themselves, as well as The Expanse Osiris Reborn from Owlcat, if you're familiar with The Expanse, super exciting, and also Distant Shores, Brittany.
My name is Amin Bouafa. I'm a film music composer, and I am the composer for Aphelion, the video game. I remember having a message from Talal saying that he loved the score of Summit of the Gods, and they are working on a new video game, and inviting me to come to the studio and to meet the team. It was very important for me to understand how the music would be interactive. So how to compose, how to write music that would be interactive, with models, with stems, with separating the different elements, and at the same time, how could the music, how the structure of the music would be an evolving structure. It was very important for me first to have the story of Ariane and Thomas, like that the log line is the story, both of them, so there is a theme that conveys this emotional relationship between them. And then the frozen aspect of the music. I mean, for me, it was very important first to feel the cold in the music, to feel the wind, to feel the ice. It's an instrument that had been invented by the Bachet brothers in the mid-20th century. For me, it looks like an alien instrument. When you see it, cannot even predict that it's a musical instrument. To play the instrument, you need to get your hands in water and then rub crystal buttons that are in this metal structure could convey this frozen identity of the score, and at the same time having this magical sense in the score.
Very interesting instrument to use.
There is a sacred feeling also to this planet. It's a huge planet, but I wanted to get this huge instrument and that it could also play very soft. The organ has a lot of sounds. It could be very soft, it could be very aggressive, it could be large, it could be intimate. For me, it's the planet. The planet could be very welcoming and suddenly very, very dangerous and very sacred at the same time. So
Hostile.
I
think that's the word he was trying to figure out. Hostile.
Could give this majestuous feeling to the score. I'm so happy to write the music for Aphelion. It's the first time for me to write a video game score, and it's a lot of fun and a lot of passion.
All right, but hopefully that this same amount of passion is being put into the gameplay and the game itself, and I hope it's good. Really? Is it coming out? Yeah. No release date, but there's a release window for this year. The Expanse.
We had some discussions at the early stages of the production, to be honest, whether to go fully class system or something else. And again, we started with sitting down and lining up what are possible ways that the player might perceive the game. The power fantasies, how he can express himself in combat. So he might want to be a sniper, he might want to be a hacker, maybe an engineer, something else. As we designed those playstyles, we thought how to mix it up a bit, how to let player to experiment with what he encounters during the game. So, for example, when he finds a neat shoulder cannon, as we've shown in the announcement trailer, even if he's a sniper, he might want to experiment with that. Why not? It fits the universe, it fits the playstyle. He might want to see how it works. And so we decided why not to give him the possibility to do that. That was the idea behind the playstyle. So playstyle is basically the starting preset that kind of gently guides you towards the certain direction of your power fantasy of how you play the game. At some point, the player will need to commit to his choices. So again, it's an important part of the choices system, you know. If you just can switch everything on the fly, that kind of makes your choices less important. So at some point you need to stick to particular guns, particular gadgets, and you just build around them. We give you some time to experiment, but you will need to commit. During the character creation, you will have to choose between three major factions. Your origin, so you'll be either Belter or Earther or Martian. Facial customization, appearance, you can choose your body type.
So you will be playing as a Pinkwater mercenary with different type type of origin that you would create. You will have your sibling with the same, like, identical one. They will look a little bit different because they're their own person. They have their own personality. These events are set during the first 3 books, I think. You will start on Eris and witness basically the events from a different angle, and this part will be to some degree shown in your character creation.
Every companion should belong somewhere in the universe, and they have their own background consisting of their affection and their acquaintance. They have some background story, their own struggles. All this.
This is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
How they perceive the situations player encounters. So in every major plot event, they will have their opinions. They might hint you towards some decisions. They might provide you some assistance, or maybe even some crucial contacts to go for help, for advice, for military support. Maybe. Of course, they will have their own stories, their own struggles, and you can choose to help them, or maybe to ignore their own stories.
Because my mind was thinking this was going to be like, you know,
you want to be invested in
a smaller game in the
choices
Experience
you make
universe
for
that
those
expands on like
companions
things and
also
stuff like
will
that, like
matter
they're saying.
in
But I was thinking much smaller scale. This is sounding quite big.
Background companions.
Perfect,
We cannot
thank
say who is going to have romance, but there will definitely be romance in our game.
It's a small crew on the small ship. You know, the Expanse, it's a universe where everyone flies in very tight spaces for a very long time. So there is a dynamics in the crew as well. We have a few layers of the combat system. First of all, it's obviously the gunplay, a few classes of weapons that you can use, and mostly you do it from the covers. So it's a cover-based gunplay game. And the second layer of the combat system is that's your abilities. That they might be more like offensive ones, maybe something like a grenade or a shoulder cannon, or maybe something more defensive like a shield, or maybe a protective drone. A lot of gadgets that you can choose from depending on your play style. And as Julia mentioned, there are some play styles that are mostly focused on using your gadgets rather than using your weapons. Third layer, but still very important, that's obviously your companions. They have their impact on the combat. They have what we call combat opportunities. That's particular situations when you can order your companion to use an exploit in the arena, in the environment, to gain a certain advantage in combat. We decided against the management, the gameplay part of the survival stuff. So you won't be counting your gallons of reaction mass or how much water you need to recycle before it dries out, nothing like that. But still, the Expanse universe is very dangerous. So in terms of narrative, the survival will be a part of the game. You will have a tremendous enemy. You will have a lot of very dangerous situations that you will have to get out somehow. There will be a lot of survival in terms of your player experience, just not as a particular mechanic. You will be able to fly around the solar system. Nice. You will be able to visit various planets. We mentioned it before that we have Luna, Mars, Ceres, Io, and some other cool places to visit. And some of those places will be like major social hubs.
This seems
where you can
really
walk
big.
around, meet
This
other
seems
people, drink
expensive.
at the bar, shop for better
But no, this
equipment
is
and stuff like that. So you will have plenty of places to go and to visit and to.
This
to
is
look
a
at.
lot
The
bigger and
Expanse
more in
universe
depth
is
than I thought it
cruel,
was going to be.
And some characters might die because of your choices. Stay tuned for more. We will show more very soon. Have something cooking. I hope you will like it.
A lot more than I thought there'd be.
Next up, we have two very exciting updates coming from Obsidian, that being some updates for Avowed as well as Grounded 2. We also got exclusive time with them and had some interviews, which were very exciting.
Avowed is a Obsidian first-person action RPG set in the world of Pillars of Eternity, where the player plays as an envoy sent by the Emperor of Adir to the Living Lands to investigate a mysterious plague that's kind of spreading throughout the lands, causing chaos, and you play as the envoy trying to figure out what's kind of going on down there. Do things that affect it in positive ways, negative ways, or in between type of ways, with that type of choice and consequence. In terms of, the post-launch things we've been supporting on it, like we've gotten a bunch of abilities added to the Ranger and Fighter trees to kind of more fill it out comparatively to the wizard tree. Aspects about it that are like arachnophobia mode, that was like a big community requested feature, as well as, changes to progression, improvements there, gear improvements, and as well as bug fixes and crash fixes.
And you can play now as the different species.
Yeah, we've added different species. The Amauin, Orlins, and Dwarves are now playable. A lot of our decisions we make are revolving around the player community.
Wow, I didn't realize you couldn't.
Really close.
You could play as a different race in the base game.
We get like a spreadsheet.
No, you probably could. You're probably not those, maybe.
To the top, like an example, like Quarterstaff was something where just we wanted to feel like more like a wizard, right? That kind of wizardy vibe, as well as playing as Orlins. Like, I think players just were bummed that we didn't include that in the base game. So I mean, it really comes down to like the time and what the community wants, and that's kind of how we decide to go about it. Yeah.
We notice like players really role play their characters in the game, so we always want to give them as many options as we can to like customize their features or character, to kind of have this fantasy in this world as they journey through the story. We just wanted to give them as many possible options as they can to really make the character they want to make, and just make it just their own. Stuff like all the playable races, we discussed it early on in Avowed. It's something to both previous Pillars games had. It's a lot of work and a difficult thing to really nail down, especially in Avowed with its parkour systems and its combat mechanics and all the weapon types and stuff like that in the game. Our different races are different sizes, they're different shapes, they're a very unique game experience when you play as each one of them in a first-person game specifically. Mm-hmm. So it was something like new to wrangle for Avowed. We had no time to finish it as we're making Avowed, and now we can give it to the players, so it's a more rounded experience compared to the original Pillars games. It should be a whole new way to play the game. If you pick an Orlin or an Amawa, it makes you feel completely different in the world, especially if you use third person or first person. It changes it again, how you feel and present in this game, so it's pretty awesome that we can finally bring that.
New Game Plus allows the player to
nice quality of life stuff.
All their abilities, all their equipable gear. It does reset it back to level 1, so it's not like you're just outright OP basically, but you'll have the end game gear with all its like enchants to be able to just start the new game, as well as we have like modifiers on enemies that kind of either make them more resistant to some of the elemental types, or modifiers that make them more resistant to being stun locked or hit reacted. And that kind of gets sprinkled in kind of somewhat randomly throughout that New Game Plus experience to kind of get that added challenge, but also let the player still feel somewhat like they're accumulating their abilities over the course of multiple playthroughs. So.
We notice players like to take photos of their envoys, but it's very difficult in the game. You have to get the camera just right to get a certain distance from the character, or
of course, you had to add a photo mode.
The shot in a conversation when you see your character. So this allows you to really get into it and capture some awesome shots or some scary shots, depending which way you're going.
We're super excited to announce that Avowed's finally going to come out to PS5. Pre-orders are going to be live today. Keep an eye out on our socials and announce when the store page is open.
Oh my god, this is... What was that PS3 game that was horrible? It's like this, but it's like that, but better. Like, actually good. What was it called? I like the fact that they said you can like make your dragon, so you can like make it like so you can customize the way the dragon looks. I dig that. Oh yeah, there we go. That's awesome. Cool. That's awesome. What was that game? Lair. Yeah, Lair. Man, that game was horrible.
Was how hard is this game going to be?
Third, we had Dragon Twin. I don't even know if we're.
Let's ride!
Dude, you can make your own dragon. There's a character creator for your dragon.
Did you see the neck customizer? I mean, like Jake was like.
To be fair, is very early in production. They're working on all these systems for Dragon Flight, and as they mentioned in the trailer, it's still a work in progress. They're like finding the game and what it's gonna be based on funding, Patreon support, things like that. But I mean, just like imagining the vision of a kingdom builder where like you're in command of dragons like Khaleesi, like inject that into my veins. It's another one of those games I didn't know I needed or wanted, but
Never even came across your mind. You're like, wait a second.
Well, you see, and you're like, of course.
Yeah. Of course I need that.
You know? I can't wait to see how it progresses because it already looks amazing.
But they left the combat pretty open-ended. Like we saw some battle scenes, we saw some light with other dragons maybe fighting, and how that's going to come into play, I'm really curious
The movement, I mean, you're going to get some Battlefield pilots.
The
so cinematic.
The cinematic shots you're going to get with that dragon is going to be crazy.
Next up, we have some exclusive content coming from Munfish, a comparison of the twins from Atomic Heart, now in the cube, a very exciting game I think we're all looking forward to, and for Atomic Heart, some new screenshots from their DLC number 4. On top of that, there is also Immortal Gates of Pyre that we had an incredible interview with that Jake hosted, where we talk a little bit about the making of the game, the people behind it, and RTS in general.
Final DLC 4. Cool.
Is it recording?
Yeah, it is.
It's in the sky, a giant cube. I can still barely believe it myself. When it showed up, I was in the lab. I didn't even see it. You know? I felt that same fear, though. A terrible sense of my own powerlessness. How did the whole of humanity miss it? And did we actually miss it? What if the cube didn't appear, but revealed itself? What if it was always there, and we've only just started to see it?
My goodness. Yeah, I think this is the same reveal trailer from before. God, those outfits for the girls, ridiculous. Okay, that was new, but I'm not sure what was the reasoning for it.
One of the better trailers that I think we all saw back around SGF last
Not
year.
a new trailer that we're showing with this. Of course, the twin comparison is new, which is very cool to see the twins for the first time in this universe, if you like Atomic Heart. But the trailer itself for the Cube, nothing new.
The potential for that game is like unmatched. It is a
They're
crazy
so
concept.
good at cinematics, and also just like the concept of playing a game like that with the map constantly changing, the biomes changing. It like breaks my brain to think about, but in a fun way. I think.
Like different terrains, different weather.
Yeah. They show that sliding clip where she's sliding, and then as the cube is apparently rotating, we don't know how that mechanic even works with the
Well, I'm
map.
assuming you can fall off. Like if you fall
You would
off the
think,
map,
right?
you just like that's. I'm sure you're
Or get
dead.
crushed.
And
by,
they've
like,
taken
rockets,
so many
you know?
gameplay mechanics already. We saw from that short trailer. You saw wall running. You saw just like traditional gunplay.
The other cool part to me is that it is set in a universe that people have already been a part of. somehow.
The world of Atomic Heart's very interesting.
Can you
as well.
explain it a little bit?
It's kind of like it is Soviet Russia in an alternate timeline where they've mastered robotics, but then there's like evil robots.
And in terms of vibe, it's kind of like Soviet Bioshock. And
Yeah,
it's a vibe.
that's a good way to put it.
And what's interesting is that from the original game Atomic Heart, one of the primary things people loved about it were like the boss fights and then like the outdoor environments and the art direction. And that is just the cube. And then they're adding in this multiplayer component as well with like, it seems like PvE elements with bosses that you'll fight against together as the cube rotates. I can't wait to find out more.
I love how open-ended they are. Mundfish is like, we are all curious because we don't know the exact direction they're going and where it could end up. And I was trying to pinpoint like what game I was looking at, because we are gonna flow into Atomic Heart, and I love that tie between those worlds. But I honestly saw a piece of like the finals and the first destructibility and cube movement we saw when the finals first released. There was something about that aesthetic that I also saw, and I was like, okay, now I'm instantly locked back into this.
The DLCs people love. There's already Atomic Heart 1 and 2. This is their fourth and final DLC for Atomic Heart. And when we saw the trailer, we saw the screenshots, it adds new environments and it looks good.
Yeah.
You know? Then the third game on our list with that one was Immortal Gates of Power. Next up, we have what I'm calling kind of a Western section. We have some new footage from the game X-Killer. That's going to be Paradark Studio. There is Far Far West from Evil Raptor and Erosion from Plot Twist.
Welcome to the world of X-Killer. We are Kasia and Amadeus, the creators of the game.
And this is Gameplay Overview. X-Killer is a first-person action-adventure game that encourages exploration, rewards curiosity,
And never holds your hand.
You play as Denzel Phoenix, an X-Killer, a corporate bounty hunter.
X-Killers hunt down fugitives and reclaim souls from those who try to escape the system.
One of the game's main hubs is the Tower, a massive fortress city ruled by the Helion Corporation. This is where you accept contracts, upgrade your gear, and prepare for missions.
Job well done, contract fulfilled.
The game is structured in chapters, and almost everyone begins and ends in the tower.
Outside the tower lies a harsh, scorched desert. You travel through it in a heavily modified car designed to protect you from extreme conditions such as heat and radiation. Inside the vehicle, you have access to your computer, storage, and a working radio.
From your
Survival is a core part of the experience.
Inventory space is limited, and every item matters, forcing players to make careful decisions about what to carry and what to leave behind.
Hellion's high-tech systems allow you to hack devices, pick locks, and access restricted areas.
Your cybernetic implants help you uncover hidden elements and investigate the environment. Missions and level design are fully non-linear. There's no single way to complete a contract. Stealth, dialogue, and combat are all valid approaches and can be freely combined.
In Exekiller, every decision matters.
What's it gonna be? Plata or muerte?
Wishlist
Very cool.
Exekiller on Steam.
It's like Western cyberpunk.
Hi everyone, Robert here from Fireshine Games. I am the Senior Product Manager for Far Far West, developed by the incredible 6-person team at Evil Raptor. Far Far West is a 1-to-4 player co-op PvE first-person shooter where you play as robot cowboys in a weird western world. Work together to kill bosses, collect bounties, and cleanse the lands of the evil enemy invaders. Today, I'm going to talk you through a short, single-round session of Far Far West. Here, we're exploring the Far Far West hometown, an evolving space where you can upgrade your weapons, spells, and character. Once the team is geared up and ready to go, we can pick the bounty we want to hunt and drop into the game. Now that we have dropped into the map, it is time to head to our first objective. We can travel around the map much faster with the use of our trusty horses, which you can summon with the press of a button. When fighting enemies, I can use different firearms and a variety of spells to do damage or heal myself and teammates. Spells and guns can also be comboed together to make their effects more powerful, spread their damage further, or even create new spells. To summon this boss, we need to do the obvious. Launch a nuke at its nest. So let's get this rocket loaded with explosive and shoot it into the sky. When playing co-op, you have to work together as a team to complete the objectives and defend yourself from enemy attacks. Right now, we're throwing sticks of dynamite to my teammate for him to put in the rocket, of which he is actually only catching a few. While carrying out objectives, you will attract the attention of the enemy hordes, who will try and stop you. Now we have the rocket all powered up.
Looks like chaotic
launch it at
fun.
the boss nest to really make it angry.
Just straight up chaotic fun.
This bounty is far from over. Now we have to take the beast down. Let's summon the boss and get this party started. We won and the boss is dead, but we aren't safe yet. So let's get to the station to get the last train out of town. When the train is called, we have to stay alive for its arrival, which is easier said than done when the whole of the Far West wants you dead. We made it out
Action
alive.
shooter.
Well, some of us, which means we get to keep the resources we found along the way. These will allow us to upgrade our characters even more and be stronger for the next bounty. This was just one simple game of Far Far West. There are multiple bosses, maps, objectives, weapons, spells, upgrades, and cosmetics, all unlockable through play. You can play the playtest with your friends right now.
As a parent, you've got one job. Protect your family.
Yeah, it's the same trailer.
Whatever happens, you do it or die trying. But even if you kick the bucket, you don't stay dead for long.
You reminded me of it this morning. My father, he looked on by. He passed on to the next life. Oh.
Just correct. Was this the same song from the trailer from before? It had to have been. Oh, that was different.
First up, we saw X Killer.
Division 2.
Next
So
up, we have a very exciting section for people who like competitive games, shooter games. We have an awesome interview that Jake did with the executive producer of the Division franchise. We also have Alpha Response, a game coming from the original creator of Counter-Strike, Min Lee, or Gooseman, whatever you know him as, Last Man Sitting from Pixel Pizza, and Sand Raiders of Sophie by Polygriff.
I didn't realize that they were still supporting Division 2.
If you imagine a real world location, the most important city in the United States, Washington, D.C., completely ravaged by a pandemic and struck by the strongest, worst blizzard of all time. And you are going to have to survive and extract the most valuable resources. And of course, that leads us to survivors. So what are we doing? Like, we can't rest on our laurels, our 10-year-old laurels from survival. So we're reimagining it. We're bringing this snowstorm, this weather change to Washington, D.C. And that's something that you've never seen in Washington, D.C. We're going to transform the entire map. We're thinking about it in a very different way with innovations that haven't been seen yet. There's a focus on this to make it such a different feeling experience from the core Division 2 experience. I think we've got something super, super promising here. Survivors is developed with Magnus Jensen, who is the original Division 1 creative director. So this is a guy who lives and breathes the Division. He's so excited about jumping into this type of game mode again. And there is a hint in the title of something that we're going to be doing really differently from everybody else. We always develop with a player in mind, with player types in mind. And I think here we have to acknowledge that the Division 2 has a large player base of passionate gamers. And one of the things that we want to do is really lean into the sort of comfort game of the Division 2. People are happy to jump in, know their way around the controller, know their way around the map. They know how to play this game. So we're going to take that and subvert it a little bit and change the map and make sure that the weather has an impact on you, which it doesn't have in Division 2. So there are lots of little things that we're doing to surprise our core audience. Veteran players, they're going to be surprised. All of these locations that they know by heart, they're going to be transformed. So the Division 3 is in production, right? This is not a secret. It's been announced. It's
no idea.
Shaping up to be a monster.
That is news to me.
Anything more than that, but this is within these walls in Massive. We are working extremely hard on something that I think will be as big an impact as Division 1 was. there's a team in Paris working on this, and they're putting the final touches on a mobile execution of the promise of Division 1. So, Division 1, New York, pandemic strikes, take back New York. This is a brand new story with mechanics that are really fine-tuned to a mobile phone. Graphically, this looks like a PS5. You may have seen the adverts.
I don't know.
It looks phenomenal, really, really good. It plays really good, and it has a few innovations. You know, the Dark Zone, this area of atypical PvP. It was an area where, much like other games today, popular games today, you could walk around, you could hear gunshots, go over there, there'd be another agent. You'd approach cautiously, feel each other out, and decide whether to partner or to actually engage in PvP. The whole of the Resurgence map is friendly to other agents. So you'll hear gunshots on a corner. You won't need to be in the Dark Zone. It could be anywhere, and you can group with those people. So PvP is off by default, but being able to group up and to see other agents in the streets, that's never been done in a Division game before, let alone a mobile game.
Division 2 stuff was cool, and again, I had no idea Division 3 was being made. I didn't realize it. If it was announced a while back, I completely forgot about it.
Next up, we have a group of 4 games, that being Darklight Survivor coming from Mirai & Co., Tape 101 coming from Subversa, and Unawake from Reality Art Studio, Nested Lands from 1M Bits Board.
Oh, that's definitely Helldivers, but the perspective change, that's different, for real. Yeah, like the animations and the physics are giving me Helldivers vibes. Even the little robots there, like, very like Helldivers. And then being able to pull the camera up and back. That's interesting. Now the question is, do you extract like Helldivers?
Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead.
You smell like shite.
What the hell is that smell?
Well, you screwed up. You led them straight to the village.
Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead. Bring
You gotta make sure you bathe so you don't smell and people can smell you. This reminds me of Backrooms or something like that. Yeah, it's like Backrooms.
For eternity, I struggle to be.
Densha I said Densha Train Attack. It's just Densha Attack. This looks crazy, and I love it.
Hello, we're Undercoders, and in the studio based in Barcelona. Recently, we've been focused on developing 3D platformers, but our studio is heavily influenced by arcade classics, Japanese culture, and extreme sports games. And Dense Attack is our dream project, a step forward for the studio combining everything we love. In Dense Attack, you'll discover a not-so-distant future Japan in which local railways have been abandoned and are now used by underground gangs to compete in illegal contests of train acrobatics. You'll have to rack up points by chaining tricks, explore huge levels, race against rival crews, and uncover a wild story as you travel through Japan taking the railways back. We are making a game that is not just about what you do, but how you do it. It's expressive, stylish, and totally up to you. From our first trips in the late 90s, we've been obsessed by traveling across Japan by train and being able to dive into the local culture, getting to know the architecture, the landscapes, the folklore, and we're always captivated by the sheer contrast of their peaceful countryside and the high energy of its huge cities, which somehow feels connected and part of the same cultural rhythm. It's a never-ending source of inspiration that has been fueling our creative energy throughout all the years and has now materialized in Dense Attack. On your adventure, you'll find a variety of challenges to move forward, from trip-pack arenas to compete for high scores to objective-based exploration levels and even racing circuits.
The world is packed with a bunch of unique characters from different gangs and personalities that you will have to face on your journey through Japan. And with every new challenge, you will grow as a Dense Attacker and further add to the chaos. We've handcrafted every stage from the ground up, pulling from real-world locations to make every landscape different but recognizable. You will go really fast, but if you look closely, you'll catch references to every corner of Japanese culture.
You'll be fighting wild boss battles against gang leaders, which will test everything that you've learned.
We saw some of these. The announcement trailer.
These are always full of surprises. You'll never know what secret technique your rival hides, so you'll have to get creative to overcome them with your train. They're a mix of spectacle, personality, and challenge that one could expect for an anime-style showdown-made game. Dense Attack is a love letter to anime, skate games, and Japan's iconic train system. If you like Jet Set Radio, Tony Hawk, or Dense to Go, you can't miss this train. Pun intended.
Wishlist now. We can't wait to show you more.
Okay, so technically it's supposed to come out sometime soon.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Dense Attack. It's the best game in the world. See us.
Hello, we're Undercoders. Hello. Wishlist now. Wishlist now.
Yeah, we put in the bloopers.
Wishlist now. We can't wait to show you more.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have a set of
Eternal Life of
beautiful games,
Goldman.
in my opinion. This is going to be Eternal Life of Goldman from We Appy Studio and THQ Nordic. We have Dust Fade from Weird Beluga in Fireshine, and another Fireshine game with Pugstorm called Core Keeper.
The animation in this art style is so good.
What do you mean?
What?
What do you mean he smashed?
What do you think? He fell from a great height.
Yeah, but he couldn't have... did he really die?
I imagine he was crushed to a pulp. Do you think they'll ever find his body?
Mom!
Okay, okay. I was just making sure you were paying attention.
Yeah. I remember, like, in the last trailer for that game, like, things got dark with the voiceovers between the mom and son. Like, something was not right there.
Do you want to die?
He rolled into the attack. They're showing off the boss fight in general?
Surprise!
The music is going in.
You can't turn back time, my star. It'll be different, but you'll both be okay.
First, we had Eternal Life of Goldman that we just watched that trailer. Okay, now our
Crimson
final
Desert.
section we have here, a very exciting, a very cool one, if I had to say and use a word I haven't used so far. For the first time, a very cool section here. First up, we have Where Winds Meet, a game that obviously is already out.
I love it.
But we are getting a brand new boss coming to the Western version of the game in Dino Blade, coming from Team Spino. Incredible looking game. And we also have exclusive interview content with Crimson Desert.
See a lot of people liking Where Winds Meet, but like I just couldn't get into it.
O'er the south, still shine bright.
Okay. Just the first health bar. Second health bar. And it looks like each health bar has a different creature or enemy. Cool fight. Ooh, what a grab. I like the water paint, like, style of the arena. Especially, like, when you do impacts and it shows, like, the negative of the world underneath it. Again, cool. But I could just not get into it. Like, the menu system and everything was just like so MMO-like that it was cumbersome to me and I just didn't feel good. Nah! Dino with a sword. Dinosaurs with swords. He has a judgment cut. Dinosaur with a judgment cut. Hilarious. Oh my god. Rise again. Dino Blade. Hilarious.
Based on the trailers and based on a bunch of things that I've seen about this game, you can clearly slay dragons. Is that true?
There are dragons in the game, and you do fight them. We haven't revealed just yet whether or not you can actually slay them, but you can fight them, you can fly them.
Can you lay them?
I'm sorry to the Lua fans, but at this point we're not confirming whether or not there's dragon relations.
Could you speak a little bit to how big this game is?
We've been seeing some news out there with some specific numbers floating around about how big the map is. I don't think numbers really do it justice because how big is that in terms of scope and scale? But what we can say is the world's at least twice as big as the open world and playable area of Skyrim. It's larger than the map of a Red Dead Redemption 2. Open world games are about doing things, having activities, having distractions. So we wanted to create a world that's not only passive, but is also incredibly interactive. Obviously, you and your community, Lua, care a lot about romance systems. This is not that type of game in terms of RPG elements and decision making. What it is, though, is you choose the type of character that you want to play as in terms of your progression within the systems in the game. And then through basically headcanon, you're having this very different experience than other players because of the scope and scale of the game. You'll be distracted by something, you'll go on this quest line, you'll have an experience that'll be radically different than someone else, even though they're playing the same game. The guiding principle for the game is around empowering the player and not forcing them into specific choices. There's a lot of time between now and launch in March for us to be able to elaborate on those systems, show people if they have, say, I have an hour to jump in and play this game after work, what is my experience going to look like? So we've done a little bit of showing when you're not in combat, how you're taking advantage and interacting in the world, harvesting resource, gathering them for a whole crafting system that we have in the game for equipment as well as...
You can build your house, apparently.
There is a house. The world is made to be interacted with, and that's also how you learn about the world. So by talking to NPCs, by picking up chickens, then you've learned and your codex will have been updated about the chicken.
What about things that go beyond like fighting? Is there like puzzles? Is there like different types of quests?
That's a great question. One of the things that we showcased, we had a team over to Korea to do a deep dive kind of behind the scenes last September. They came out and we showed them a glimpse of a bunch of different systems. One of the systems that we showed them was in what we call the aerial abyss. It's those sky islands that you see there. That's a very important, pivotal part in the story and quest and mystery surrounding the world. In those sky islands, there are puzzles. They all have a different vibe, if you will, and then treasures and rewards for completing them.
When can people get the game? Where can they get it? What does that look like for you guys?
The game comes out on March 19th across basically every platform. It'll be available on consoles on PS5, as well as Xbox Series X and S, PC, as well as natively on Mac.
So it looks less MMO,
First, let's
more
start with,
like RPG, like Witcher.
Well, since the game came out,
Let's see if it actually tracks that way.
That game since it came out, I really. Thank you, those of you who stayed with us from beginning to end. We really appreciate you. This has been a blast to work with on the background. Those guys have been amazing.
I think there's a thank you in a few different directions we would all probably feel. One, obviously for like myself, thank the team, production team as well. I think this is awesome. Very cool that you guys were all down to try to do this. It's like a new thing. Also thank you to the audience, right? Like whoever is watching this and trying to engage in something new, it does mean a lot to us and the developers.
Thank you so much to the devs for taking us seriously and, you know, being excited to share with us what you have shared, to talk with us.
Our goal was to really try to lower the barrier for a lot of developers to be able to showcase their games, even if they don't have a crazy marketing budget or they don't have some big publisher that can, you know, brute force it. And I mean, the crazy amounts of talent that we saw put on display today is wild, and I think we're all very humbled that we had the chance to check it out and share it with you.
Thank you for having us.
It's also something that we can look forward to a little bit, where we did this in a pretty small time frame, I would say.
Yeah, you guys have no idea.
Yeah, we started talking like 3 or 4 months ago.
And a lot of people that we spoke to, publishers and devs, again, thank you again, because they worked very hard to get this stuff to us and out and participate in it. And a lot of people we talked to that didn't participate because they had other plans. It's like, well, we didn't know about this. But hopefully for the next one, we can plan more in advance and people can be a part of it and like, hey, let's go travel to people, right? And do interviews in person. Let's go.
Yeah, we want to grow on this. We want to do it better, but we got to get the first one out there. I can't even stress the amount of times we brought up a game. I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that game existed until you explained it to me, and now I'm interested in that game and the team behind it. Like, that's the beauty of this show. Like, that was our ultimate goal. We want to expose you guys to games you either did or did not know about, and then it also give you guys a different show of like, this is the team behind it and the personalities you can attach yourself to for the future of these games.
It was great putting faces to these developers as well.
It was a nice surprise of games I had no idea about.
Developers, but I think sometimes we forget that those are real people that pour their heart, that video games are art.
They love it. They love
what they're doing, and I think that's awesome.
Well, to all of you guys out there, this has been the first ever edition of New Game Plus. It has been an absolute honor for all of us to come together, and hopefully much more coming in the future. We all love, at the very core, we love freaking video games, and we got to show you guys so much today, and hopefully more in the future. It's been an absolute pleasure, and here's to that future.
So much more coming.
Cheers.
Cheers. I don't have any.
Cheers.
I have nothing left after 3 hours.
Not bad. Not bad.